everyone. Welcome to Versus Talk, where we talk about one fight in an hour and a half or just an hour. Yeah. Anyway, the very first Versus Talk is a favorite battle of mine for Spy. Spy versus Agent 47. When it comes down to Spy's other fights, you got an Overwatch character, which they're very, very different. They're a little bit too different. Overwatch takes place in a futuristic era, while TF2 takes place in a modern-day era. Yes, we know that Spy has disguise machines. Well, he can disguise himself by just looking at someone. Oh, when I say I can't, I mean that he totally can. Okay, so, Agent 47 also has James Bond, John Wick. John Wick was a favorite of mine until John Wick versus James Bond. I thought one day while I was trying to make a thumbnail for John Wick, I was like, what about James Bond? No, that's never gonna happen. But I was wrong! I basically just read the future. James Bond versus John Wick. What's the next logical Agent 47 fight? Spy, of course! You have these two world-renowned spies who are able to change their identity and can also have a small fighting tool which they fight with. I really, really want to see a gunfight. Look at Sam. I want this to be like Sam Fisher versus Solid Snake. There's a fake-out death. The one of them comes out of nowhere, then attacks their opponent. And I want the death. If Spy wins, then you can have Spy disguise as 47, then break 47's neck. If you have 47 win, you can have him shoot Spy in his eyeball. I know that's not really creative, but yeah, I know. I haven't seen a lot of the TF2 show, so I really don't know that much about Spy. But I know that he's a part of the blue and also red team. I think that they'll use both. Anyway. I will do a video later today about 100 death battle ideas. Yeah, I know it might not be today, it might be tomorrow, or it might be a month or a year later. But I just really wanted to make this video to release some of my favorite death battle ideas. Some that I like, and I will do a least one death battle video. Yeah, I'll do that before I do the 100 death battle thing. Anyway, let's talk about Spy. Spy was originally, a spy, until one day he was a prisoner of war. He was kidnapped and went on the red team. With his plenty guns, he can do plenty of feats. He can scale, scout, and soldier. And he can, he's very, very fast. He can scale up to the drunk guy in speed, who was able to outrun an explosion. This explosion seems to be going at around 40 miles per hour. So that means that the drunk guy must have been moving about 60 miles per hour. Way faster than an ordinary human being. Old and now. Why do I sound Britain? Agent 47? Yeah, it's basically John Wick, but bald and without a beard. If you take that away, then you get Agent 47. Yeah. And also, both of them seem like very, very murderous guys while on the job. But while they're outside the job, they get pretty normal. It's also kind of weird that Spy can just look at... Does he have an eye? Like, this dude is kind of reminding me of the guy from Spy in Disguise. Like, I would like this to be 3D if it does end up happening on Death Battle. Like, I don't care if this does end up being sprites or hand-drawn. I wouldn't care if it would be hand-drawn. But I would like it to be 3D. Both of these characters are used to being in 3D animation. I've never seen a single TF2 sprite. At the end, I will reveal who wins, and also a teaser for my fighting show, Multiverse Bloodshed. I didn't want to do something along the lines of Death Battle. I didn't want to do Fatality Fight. That would basically be copyright infringement and misrepresentation of origin. Don't want to do that when mods are being canceled. And also cartoons are being sued and also canceled. But some of them are coming back. Frick you, Warner Bros. Discovery. Anyway, Spy vs. Agent 47 just seems different than James Bond versus John Wick. You even have Spy do disguise of 147's loved ones. Then you can have Spy get out of his disguise, then get up low on Agent 47. This has so much potential for animation. Like, so much in analysis, animation, like everything. It has everything in the bag for it to be an educational episode. Yeah, I also call Death Battle an educational show. Why? It talks about G's, and yes, we know that Death Battle does not have accurate numbers. Sometimes they switch numbers, sometimes they just do random numbers, and sometimes they don't even get out a number. They did the low ball in King Dedede versus Wario, but we don't know the exact number of the black hole. I'm gonna guess like close to octillion tons of TNT. But I just really want another TF2 rep on Death Battle. No Overwatch versus TF2 fights. Those suck. Sarge versus Soldier might be a little more likely. I honestly thought it should have been the Boomstick Dad episode. But it just had to be Kool-Aid Man versus Macho Man. Yeah, I know some people might not have liked the matchup. Some of them had their preferred. But now they gotta wait so many years to wait for both of them to come back and not against each other again. Please no, especially when accurate results are in. No. Heck no. Also, I want the mini butterfly net to go up against the pencil. Now I know why people compare Agent 47 to John Wick. Pencil in their arsenal! Anyway, yeah. It's basically bald John Wick going up against Spy. It's John Wick versus James Bond, but simpler and a little more animation potentially. And animation potentially. Like, I'm not saying that John Wick vs. James Bond was a terrible episode. No. It was very unexpected, and I like it when they do unexpected fights. Hey, you expect this fight to happen, and hey, instead this fight happens. Then you say, that's my new preferred. They also did X Neo Trunks vs. Archie Silver, SpongeBob vs. Super Friends Aquaman, and much, much more throughout the years. Maybe I'll do a Death Battle Facts video, because they did not give out plenty of facts in the first video. Well, duh. It was in like season 2 when it came out. But they can do better now. Death Battle has gotten better quality over the years. They had health bars, which I think really helps out. It lets us know if a character is about to die. And if a character really stomps. If you hear, hey, character stomps, then apparently the character that you say stomps this character loses against the character. But you can laugh. I never said that. Because they were false. Oh, I will tell you a little bit of Death Battle facts in this video. Oh, fun fact. Death Battle wins until Zelda versus Peach were all jokes. Mario was not meant to beat Sonic. Boba Fett was not meant to beat Samus. Well, no, Rogue wasn't meant to beat Wonder Woman. That was no surprise. Doomguy versus Master Chief was inaccurate. All the other fights, like, I'll talk about my least favorite death battle now. Pikachu versus Blanka. It brought one of my favorite Pokemon onto the show against his worst opponent. Death Battle does power comparisons. I guess that's why people like Martian Manhunter versus Vision. Well, I'm on the fence if I'm gonna like it. For me, for a matchup to work, it has to A, be even, B, have a good theme to it, and C, yeah, I'm gonna say this. It has to have 4 to 20 similarities, in my opinion. If it doesn't have 4 to 20 similarities, I will not like it at all. Well, if it's also a stomp, I won't like it. Magneto versus Tetsuo is a very big example of that. The results were obvious. Well, the results were obvious to me. Because what is Tetsuo's most iconic weapon? If you guessed his metal arm, then you are correct. What can Magneto control? Metal! You are correct. So, yeah. It was pretty obvious that Magneto would win. One metal arm up against someone that has metal control. It was obvious. It is obvious who would win. I'll do my predictions on who I thought that the rest of the people would be fighting. Yeah. I don't know why, but I thought Tetsuo would be fighting Wiz. I was doing versus debating at that time, so please don't judge me. I thought because, hey, he has a metal arm. What about Wiz? Because I've been watching Death Battle. one idea that has really grown on me has to be Alex versus Cole. And Galactus versus Unicron. Sam the Digger versus Kyle Rayner. And so much more. Like, so much more. Anyway, we're getting off topic. What was I on? Oh, yeah. Spy versus Agent 47. This is literally the best matchup for both. Nothing can beat this. The only matchup I guess could beat this is if Rick would return and fight Agent 47. That's a good ult for 47. Good spy fight. The Overwatch character. Even though I have the distaste in that matchup, there's one character that I think is so overpowered that even the Hulk strength looks like a puppy. And this guy looks like a buff and oh my god, I mean buff dog. It's Superman. Superman beats everyone! Everyone in the house. Like literally everyone. Give me any character against Superman. I will say, unless they have magic, that Superman will easily beat them. Yeah, I think that Scarlet Witch would definitely beat Superman. And Zatanna would also easily beat Superman. So here are Superman's weaknesses: kryptonite and magic. I'm not kidding. Those are actually his weaknesses. Those are his weaknesses. Oh, he also has his weakness in his own attack. He turns into a supernova and explodes. How? Just a minute, I'll be back. I gotta take a breather. Whew. Okay, I took a breather. Let's continue with this. Spy and 47. There are different TF2 matchups that could be next instead of this one. Medic versus Rick Toffin. I really want to put Heavy up against a red versus blue character. It's the yellow one. It's the one that people usually put up against Mikey. Yeah, I would like to see that matchup because both of them love the particular food, and also both of them have big guns. But I think Spy versus 47 just seems like a really cool fight. It's an aspect that has been done twice on the show before. Sam Fisher versus Snake, and James Bond versus John Wick. I think an appropriate time to do this is if TF2's getting a movie or a comic or a very important event, or if Hitman is going to be getting a new game. I've played a little bit of the Hitman games. I know that he can turn anything into a weapon. Basket, weapon. Duck, weapon. Flower pot, weapon. Knife, well, you can obviously use a knife as a weapon. Yeah. So Agent 47's arsenal is everything around him. Spies is his guns, his disguises, And, of course, his signature knife. Yes, he does have a knife. He's very, very sneaky. But we do know in a TF2 short that this is being kept secret. All the kills are being kept secret, and these are completely normal people just killing each other. I don't think that that's dark. We've seen that aspect before on Red versus Blue. I don't see anyone complaining about the Red versus Blue death battle. Oh, speaking of which, Red versus Blue, TF2 ideas. I said that the Heavy, I want him to fight a Red versus Blue character. Medic versus Richtofen, pretty good. The original idea I had for Heavy was Heavy versus Kex. Red versus Blue versus TF2. Do you know that they rhyme? Why do they rhyme? Why do they rhyme? Yeah. So, I want the fight to start off with, 47 is on a mission while Spy is off of work. He needs to kill Spy. Then Spy eventually comes in. But no, Agent 47 goes to Spy's place, disguised. He disguises as Scout. Then he comes up to Spy and disguises himself. Then that starts the fight. And I want the track to be called Sneaky Spies. Because if you don't know the term for spy, it's someone kept secret from the government and uses firearms and gets disguises. I'm not talking about a burglar. Like, they don't break into houses. They do break into other places. Another person that I would like semi-like, for Spy to fight has to be Carmen Sandiego. But, it's a hero versus a... literally the show of Carmen Sandiego says that it's a very difficult question to answer. Is Scarlet... Or is Carmen Sandiego good or bad? She steals, but she fights crime, but also innocent people. I don't know. I really don't know. What would I give the level of these characters? Well, for speed, okay. When it comes down to speed, I would give Scout at least, normal human times 4 level. He's way more tough than a human being. I think he can take a couple shots. Oh, and he also can get revived. But that's only if Medic is around. If Medic is not around, then... yeah. The whole TF2 Red gang is going to be dead. Yeah, so... I would like this fight to, get the visual aesthetic of their different styles, then blend them in with each other. They did some very good Scout files. But no, Scout models! Why am I talking about different stuff in here? I don't know. But also, so let's talk about other battles for now. I will be doing a video which is going to be talking about what level are Devil May Cry characters in. There is a theory that Devil May Cry characters are on a universal level of strength. Are they weaker? Are they stronger? I don't know. We're going to find out like next month. I will do another Versus talk this month. No, like this upcoming month. Like throughout this month, I will do this like every single day before Death Battle comes out. Sorry, that was something. Oh, speaking of that, we have a fight that I'm not sure is fair. It's Shrek versus Wario, and Shrek versus Wario just, I don't know if it's fair, and I don't know if it's a stomp. Both of them just fart a lot, and both of them are really, really gross. But if I were to choose an opponent for Wario, if he does come back to Death Battle, I would definitely go with Pete. Who would I choose for King Dedede? I would choose King Dedede versus King K. Rool. I think King Dedede and Wario fighting each other in one of the most awkward seasons of Death Battle, in my opinion, was just under-exaggerated. I'm talking about season 6. Like, it's not the worst season. Well, yeah, it is in my opinion. It does really awkward fights. We got Aquaman versus Namor, which is a good fight. The Mega Man Battle Royale. I don't know why they did that one. Black Widow versus Widowmaker. Death Battle Original, kind of good. Then we got fights like Wario versus King Dedede, Captain Marvel versus Shazam. The only similarity between them is that they're both named Captain Marvel. I guess that they were just running out of comic ideas and they were like, oh, who do we put Shazam up against? It totally can't be Pixar Seiya. That'd be a dumb fight. Then it's like Captain Marvel from Marvel. Oh. They specifically said why they're doing this fight in the Shazam analysis. DC owned the name, but Marvel owned the character. Then DC changed Captain Marvel there, Captain Marvel's name, to Shazam. So if that would have never been changed, it would have been Captain Marvel versus Captain Marvel. Oh my god. I like Black Adam versus Apocalypse and Shazam. Like, we got 2 Shazams that got onto the show, like, 3 seasons apart from each other. If they are going to be introducing new franchises in this season, this one seems pretty likely. The first TF2 fight we got was TF2 versus Overwatch. Why would they do Tracer versus Scout? They're both from first-person shooter games, but it was no question who would win. There's no question who would win. Anyway, let's talk about who I think would win this battle. I think Spy would win thanks to his guns and better disguises. Yes, I know 47 has Arsenal and most likely speed, but Spy just overclasses Agent 47 in so many other categories. Anyway, that's my very first Versus talk. Now let's get ready for the sneak peek.